Wananchi wa Uganda, habari. Habari ninyi wote. Muli mtia. Mbele mta. Ndiyo maber. Koi deyo. Murembe. Yoga. Mata ankara majong. Wabango lango achori. Ebinyera.
Eminyera.
Ebinyera would be the madi. Ingolia. Nedi. Muromuta. Lakini kwa nyinyi wote habari. Her Excellency the Vice the Vice President, Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Vice Chairman of the NRM, all the other leaders, and the supporters of the NRM. I thank the NRM fraternity because when I've been going up country for TDM, everywhere in public meetings, there have been resolutions passed and petitions signed requesting me to offer myself to be chairman of the NRM again.
Oh.
And also flag bearer for the presidential candidate for the NRM. All the time I was telling them that we shall decide that at the right time. Now this is the right time when I have come accompanied by Mama and the other members of SEC to pick nominations for the two positions. The reason I have again decided to come forward are because Uganda has moved with big strides forward. In a number of speeches I have told you that we have gone through five phases. Phase one was the minimum economic recovery to bring back the small island of the modern economy of the three C's, the three T's. You remember what I keep telling you about? Three C's being coffee, cotton, and copper. Three T's being tobacco, tea, and tourism. This had collapsed under our knee. So when we came in 1986, our first task was to bring that small island back. And we were describing it as minimum economic recovery, which we achieved during the presentation of the manifesto. We shall give the details of what happened. but it was achieved in a fairly short time. Then we expanded that small island. More coffee, more tea, more of those products. So that was step 2, expansion. Step 3 was diversification. Don't just depend on coffee and tea and tourism. Bring in other products. You can see the products we are producing now. More beef, more bananas, more maize, more sugar, more milk, all those products. So Mike saw that Uganda now has got surplus of almost everything. Surplus of sugar, surplus of maize, surplus of milk, surplus of bananas. We are lucky that we have the regional market which is taking our products, otherwise we would be in the crisis. So that is step 3, phase 3, diversification. Phase 1, recovery. Phase 2, expansion. Phase 3, diversification. Now phase 4 is value addition. Because all these products previously were mainly raw material. Very little value addition. But this time we have emphasized the value addition. And where we do it, we are very successful and stable. In the coming discussion, we can be showing you that it's a mistake for any player to play around with this issue of value addition. In the last few years, 2, 3, 4 years, we benefited a lot from the high coffee prices. Now some opportunities liars who are not serious, they are saying all sorts about the coffee prices, why they were very high. The coffee prices were very high because of the problem Brazil and Vietnam had because of the weather. They had bad weather, their coffee failed, and we have really benefited for the last 3 or 4 years with very high coffee prices. Now some opportunities we are saying all sorts of things about coffee prices. But now, production in Brazil has recovered, production in Vietnam seems has recovered a little more. The prices are beginning to come down. Now, but what I want you to understand is that what will come down will be the price of the raw material, the coffee bean. You will not hear that the price of the final coffee product has not come down. It will not come down. It will remain high. What will come down is the raw material. Why? Because the processors have got a lot of suppliers of the coffee. So you accept lower price, you don't buy it from another place. So that's why we were telling you, you remember we brought in Parliament, we were being attacked in Parliament. There was an Italian lady who was helping us to add value to coffee. They were being attacked in Parliament and music. Because agreed by whom? The exporters of the unprocessed coffee, of the raw material. They didn't understand or appreciate value addition. Fortunately, we moved in Tungamo. We got a coffee factory there, which we are supporting. hope it will be ready. I don't know when the Italian ready will also finish our factory in Namangwe. That is the only way, because the final coffee producer, the producer of the powder and the roasted coffee, the price will remain high, the final product. What will come down is our raw material. But if we are processing here, which is our big target, our processor can be able to share liberty, higher level of money with our farmers, even if the raw material in other parts of the country, the world changes. This is what we are telling you. Please, raw materials are not stable. They depend on supply and demand. If the supply is big, the price will
Now,
collapse.
where are you going to sell your final product?
The final product, where it goes down,
Where are you going to sell it?
we keep going up. The final price. So therefore, please, in this coming Sunday, if you are supporting the NIA, make sure that we get a move on the budget issue. Recently, we had a very good agreement with the sugar cane and sugar producer, because they were all here. Sugar processors and the cane growers. Initially, the cane growers, the sugar processors had not become Christian. They were having some other religion of not being the straightforward. So we said, please, become Christian. When Christians say, love your neighbor like you love yourself. Let the processor love the sugar cane grower. And the sugar cane grower love the processor. And when we were able to discuss fairly, it came out that you, the sugar processor, get sugar from sugar cane. It is only for this to pay sugar cane grower. But afterwards, you get bagasse, you become bagasse, and you make electricity out of it. That one is not including the price to the cane grower. You get the other one, the residue of the sugar cane, where you make the jaggery. That is money. All those byproducts which you get from sugar cane bring in money. You can also get ethanol from the residue of the sugar cane. Now, all that put together gives the sugar processor more money than just the sugar. Now, when we did that, and then we provided that the cane grower must get 50% of the total value, everybody was happy. The sugar cane growers were happy. Even the sugar processors were happy, because now the relationship was now stable. This was possible because everything was within Uganda. The raw material was being produced in Uganda. The processing was being done in Uganda. If the sugar cane was being produced here, but the processing was being done outside, we would not have that power to bring the two together. So therefore, this very addition is very, very crucial. When you hear all these problems in Africa, it is partly because of this. Relying on exporting raw materials only and not adding value. So this phase 4 value addition is very, very crucial. That's why you hear us talking of expanding the economy to 500 billion from the present 61 billion. Now the fifth phase is the knowledge economy based on science. You have seen the vehicles we are making. We don't have the screens here for you to see them, but when we go for the
Why watching vehicles on screens? Why can't they be brought physically? You have to watch vehicles on screens.
Screens, those pictures on the screen. So the knowledge economy, the motor vehicles, the vaccines, the computers, the medicines, these are all part of the new economy based on science. So we have gone through these 5 phases. We have gone through or have entered these phases. Now, therefore, when it comes to the end of this term, the question is, what do we do? That's why I say, please, there's something else I will not talk about today, but I will talk about it another time, which I don't want to talk about now. Where I decided that I think I could still help the NRM and the country to go through these phases. You have heard us talking of the pushing the economy to 500 billion, making the economy grow 10 times compared to what it is now. And it can be done. It can be done. If you see, for instance, the gold sector, when I make the other speeches, I will give you all the details. I think now we have got something like 9 gold refineries here in Uganda. And Uganda now is exporting gold of 3 billion or something like that, dollars, from very, 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 very low figure. Why? Because I banned the export of unprocessed gold. I said any gold which is not processed should not be exported. I banned the export of unprocessed minerals, including tin and all the other minerals, and copper. And because of that, investors were forced to come here because they cannot take our raw materials free from here. Now, because of that, you have heard how that sector of gold has grown from about 200 million to now $3 billion a year. If we do this across board, the economy will grow. So because of that, and because of another reason which I will mention at the right time, I have decided that I come forward and see how to escort the Vaz group and their parents forward for another 5 years. And in this time, I want us really to wipe out corruption. Because this corruption should not be there. Because you are in charge. Remember, the NRM, when it came into government, gave you power to elect people at all levels. LC1, you have just elected. You have just elected the NRM structure. You are going to elect the national ones. You have already started with the youth and some of the other groups. Now, when you elect, those people you elect will be your nampalas, will be your overseers in each area. Because corruption happens where? Does it happen in Congo or does it happen here? It is here. In a parish, in a sub-county, in a town. Why do you allow it to happen? Why don't you check, ensure that the local health center is working well, the drugs are not stolen, ensuring that the PDM money which is sent to the parish is all delivered. This can be done because you have the power. You are the ones who elect the LOC1, LOC2, LOC3. You are the ones who elect them. Elect those people who can do that on your behalf. The members of parliament. Don't accept money from anybody to elect him. Elect him because he can be, or she can be, a good nampara. To ensure that your interests the interests of the area are well protected. Then you come to the government people. Even on my side, there's some issue. Because the RDC is appointed by me. Then you have the DISO, who is appointed by intelligence. Then you have the DISO. Why don't all these fight corruption? What are they doing? Why does corruption persist when all these are there? So in the coming time,
you are the problem.
let's really ensure that we get rid of corruption so that we get maximum value from the money we have in the country. Now, in order to stabilize our politics, avoid the politics of personality. Me, it's not you. Because you alone, you don't have much. You can't do much. I'm glad Dr. Gunda is here because on the evening of the 25th of January, 1971, when Idi Amin announced his coup d'etat, we met at 5, I think it was around 5. We met in Bugorovi, in Kanyomuzi's house. The Gunda and some few others, Kategaya, and we decided to fight Idi Amin. On that very day, and in the coming days I'll tell you why. Why did we do that? Some people think
because he was selfish.
Idi Amin, because Idi Amin was killing people. No, we didn't even know that Idi Amin would kill people. We just said, Amin, no, don't waste our time. We have been on a journey. We were having enough problem with Obote because Obote was not fully with us, but he was also not, was just like that. This side, the other side, not reliable, but not totally opposed to our ideas. That's why we were at Bembeleza, Obote. We were trying to massage Obote so that we can see whether we move forward. But now Idi Amin, it was clear that he didn't understand what he was doing. So we said, Idi Amin, out. Please don't waste our time. That's why we decided to fight Idi Amin. So the NRM is a party based on issues, policies. We are with you because we agree with you. Not because of you as a person. No, it is on the issues of the policies. What are the policies? What are the principles? Do you believe in patriotism? Love Uganda? Or you believe in sectarianism? If you believe in sectarianism, you are not with us. For us, we are the ones who are with the people who love Uganda. How about Pan-Africanism? Do you love Africa? Or do you care more about your tribe and your religion? Again, I'm glad some of these people are here. Rugunda, maybe Watafiri, and others. In 1989, we got a request from the ANC to bring their fighters here. They had been based in Angola but they were being told to go away. Following the fight between the Cubans sent by Fidel Castro and the South African whites, where the South African whites were defeated by the Cuban Expeditionary Force. Part of the compromise was that ANC leaves Angola and gets somewhere else to go. They had nowhere to go. Mwalimu Nyerere had left power in Tanzania, who was a reliable supporter. The ANC people were telling me that whenever they would ring African leaders to say, can we come there, they would switch off the phone. So I got the request. It was brought to me by the man who was the treasurer of the ANC. I've forgotten his name, but I remember his face. The one who came to see me. Then I put it to the cabinet. In the cabinet. Oh, that cabinet, I wish we could get the minutes. Big debate. Because we were two groups. The Pan-Africanists and the others, some other groups. Because remember that government was broad-based. We had everybody there. DP, UPC, they were all there. We were together there. I wish we could get the minutes of that cabinet when you see who was saying what. Some people were saying that if we bring the ANC here, the whites will attack us. Now what shall we do? Then we said, if the whites attack us, we fight them. Then they were saying, in other words, some people were saying, why do you care about ANC? Yes, but ANC is part of Africa. It's part of our mission. That debate was so important. I will never forget it in my head, in that cabinet. I wish we can get the minutes and one day they publicize it. So, fortunately, I had the supporters there, Rugunda, Vijinja, I remember Vijinja, and some others. I don't know whether Okafir was in the cabinet at that time, but we got support. And because of that, we welcomed the ANC. That's how they came to Kawaweta, and they trained there. Now, because of that, ANC was able to get a stable place where from 1989 until 1994, when they were able to go back to their country. Now, because of that, if you see what has been happening in Africa, and you have to look at Uganda's exports to South Sudan, to Congo, to the region, big exports. I'll give you the figures next time when we speak. So these positions, these policies are not just for ideas. They are solutions to our problems. If you say patriotism, love Uganda, it has got implications for good of the country. If you say the opposite, like sectarianism of religion and tribe, it has got implications. You will end up with the Somalia, where the country breaks down. If you say Pan-Africanism, it has got implications. So therefore, I want to remind the NRM people again that please, what we are engaged in is issue of policies, not individuals, not me. Now, what reminded me about the Rugundas was that evening of the 25th of January 1971, we decided that I go to Tanzania, link up with Mwalimu, link up with Roboti. I left. The following, on the 27th, I left with 4 other people to Tanzania. Because otherwise the men would have killed us. We wouldn't stay here. We were the same people, but at that time we could not confront Idi Amin. The only way was to get out and organize from the side. Now when we came in 1979, it is Amin who ran away. Why? Because this time we were organizing. We were no longer individuals. We were a force. It is the force that enabled us to reassert ourselves in Uganda. But we as individuals, we couldn't do anything. So when you waste a lot of time, me, please, you're wasting your time. You as an individual, you are nothing. Even if you are very brilliant, even if you are what, there's nothing you can do as an individual. What you need to know and respect is the party. The party, the force, the army. It is what can help you to do whatever you want to do. So the people who waste a lot of time, me, they should really stop because they divert us. That's, and at the moment you look at yourself as an agent of ideas, not your ego, things will be very simple. When you come, for instance, to even elections, you can sit down in our area, who are there. What are the issues in our area? 1, 2, 3, 4. Among us, who can push it better than the other one? It will not me, no. It will be who these are the problems for our area or for Uganda or for whatever. Now, who are we? Me, you, and him. So of the three of us, who can push this thing? But rationally, without more emotion, without personal, then you will get a good solution. I don't want to make my speech here long, but in 1970, I joined UPC for the first time for 5 months. I was a member of UPC for 5 months. Since 1970, 1960, I had been a member of DP. That DP, which we keep talking about. DP without Museveni means nothing. But in September 1970, I joined UPC. And the reason I joined UPC was because of the land issues in our area, the ranches. The government had unfairly created ranches there and distributed them unfairly against our population there. Now I wanted us to solve this. Now our local elite wanted to bring in Museveni. Museveni was from Toro. He did not have a good constituency there, so they wanted to bring him to be a member of parliament for Ankole Northeast, that area of ours of Kilhura now, Kilhura Kazu. But me, I didn't mind. Museveni could come and be our member of parliament. But would he solve the issue of the ranking? That was my idea. So I went to see him at one day here. I said, Jay, I wanted to talk to him, but he refused to see me. But he had a white secretary. I went there, and they said the vice president would not see me. So that's how I went down and supported one of our candidates to defeat the one of Babiha. Otherwise, if Babiha had agreed to see me, I would have been his supporter. Unfortunately, those elections never took place. They were supposed to take place in April 1971, but they didn't take place because of the coup. So the issue is, issues should be the ones in front of us, not me, and then causing divisions among people, very unpeaceful divisions. Now, finally, the Secretary General talked about Kadit. I congratulate the new NRM chairperson of the district. Let me see what they are. I know some of them. This is Karisa Ibanda. There is Madina. Madina got elected. Madina is from Kawempe. I can see Namuju Sise, Rumurengo, all these are the new chairpersons. They are the new chairpersons. Now, the Ikman was elected. The Ik from Karamoja is chairman of what? Of Kabong. Oh, Alakaranoi. So all these powerful people have been elected. Now that you have been elected, Ngobas are also elected. You are RBC. Now, what the Secretary was telling you are chairperson of the NRM in the district. You are the Nanyinimu, you are the head of the family. So please, don't take sides among your children. Be neutral. Don't have a Yana, Avana Nechi. Don't have Avana Nechi. Don't have legitimate children and illegitimate children. All the children are your children. So be neutral, stay aloof. You are not the one electing. It is the people who are electing. Let them elect anybody they want, and all you want from them is to have an NRM person. That's all. If they elect badly, that's their issue. If they elect well, that is their issue. Leave them, let them do their work. Don't interfere with their regime. So please don't take, because that's how we can cause divisions in the party. So with these few words, I want to thank all the NRM fraternity for the support they have shown me when I've been going up country. This is the one that has encouraged me to say, let me go forward and see how I can escort the NRM members, and especially the Bazukuru, for 5 more years, and then we see what happens. Apoyo Lubanga.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Can we give a big clap to His Excellency for accepting to pick forms?
For 5 more years, to see what happens, to be abducted, to be killed.
Thank you for responding.
To steal the taxpayers' money, poor development, okubbe mwanyi, byonna ayagala byongere maaso. We're not going to decide whether you still want this guy or not. Stand up, get up, we kick him out of power. Yes, he opposed Idi Amin Dada because he never liked him. Now, why don't we oppose him? Because we don't like him. Yes, it's normal. We don't like him. Let him go.